sample of Oregon grape. You see these are the berries. You know that the berries are ready when they are between blue, purple, and black. And when you pop the berry, it'll have red juice coming out. So now we're going to collect them and we're going to make jam out of it. Now we're going to weigh the berries and we're going to add the same amount of sugar because in most jams you put a 1-to-1 ratio of sugar and fruit. So we're going to use that ratio, and if needed, we'll add a bit more sugar or lessen the sugar. Now we put them together and we let them soak in the water sugar for 1 day. And now we are going to bring it to a boil, then lower the temperature and keep it at a simmer to make jam. So as you see now, it looks pretty ready. And now to test whether it's ready or not, I'm going to take some and I'm going to drop it. And if the bubble stays, if the film on the jam is strong enough to stay for more than a couple of seconds, then it's ready. But as you see here, it's not ready. As you see, the film of the jam is very strong, so now we're going to turn it off. And we're going to pour it into a sterilized jar, and then we're going to eat it. To discuss another use of Oregon grape. Not only does it have edible flowers and berries, it also contains a chemical called berberine, which is commonly found in golden seal, which is a very famous herbal remedy. This is an alkaloid, and its properties, it's an antibiotic, an antiviral, and an antifungal. This plant also helps with heart health, it regulates blood sugar, and it can help treat chronic candida. It also helps treat stomach ulcers and eczema. That is why we are going to try to make a remedy out of this. So now we collected this big bush. We're going to take off these pokey leaves like this so that they don't poke us. And since they do contain some berberine, but it'll be very hard to extract, and we're just going to take it from the bark, the yellow part, as you see. We don't know whether the bark contains any, so we'll just leave it on. Now we stripped it from all the pokey leaves, and we're going to cut it up into pieces. Make sure to maximize the surface area by cutting small pieces. And we're going to steep it in some hot water, and we're going to make basically like a tea out of it. Now we're going to put the chips in the water. Make sure to maximize the surface area by making long, thin chips. We're going to let them simmer a bit and try to get as much dye and material out of the chips as possible. You'll see that they start to become yellow. This is how golden seal and Oregon grape are very similar. They both are yellow and they contain berberine. When we make this remedy out of Oregon grape, it's very bitter. It also, if you leave it out a bit, it starts to oxygenate. As you see in the picture, it becomes very green. As you see, this is the mixture, the remedy we've created. It is extremely bitter, so don't use it if you don't need to. This, you can use it as a mouthwash. If you have a bladder infection, you can drink it, and when it comes out through the kidneys, it will clean the bladder. But it is extremely disgusting, so do not use it lightly. During my experiment, I have observed an incredible phenomenon. If you dye the yarn in oxygenated Oregon grape, it becomes this mint green. But if you dye it in non-oxygenated Oregon grape, it's still yellow. The question is, if we take the yarn out of the non-oxygenated water, will it become mint green?